Game number 1, ladies. We are back at the NA playoffs for Division S, and we have Sleeping Dragon going up in a best of 5 against Celeb Gaming. To the left, we have the Order of the Sleeping Dragon with Enigmatic on Reyna, Elaim on Deckard, Trap Queen on Phoenix, Corgi Booty on Urel, and Shot on Johanna at the front line. The right side of the map, dominated by the red team so far. Matt on Jaina, Satat on Garrosh, Slip on Genji, Evasion on Chen, and Tiger JK is playing Ana. Alright, game number 1 in this best of 5. Pretty happy about this one. It's going to be a good one, I assume. We should have quite a bit of an even match here at the hands. And, well, we're already heading straight into a little mid-game fight. Now, Chen obviously is going to have a very strong time topside, but Urel has been an absolute staple on Shire on the solo lane, because she can transition between lane and objective pretty easily. Not really to the extent that you have with Rexa, but she's pretty powerful there and has been a priority pick for a lot of teams in the past, going up against the War Master, as Evasion has chosen a proper skin for the hero. Then again, when you're looking over to the other side, we have Deckard Cain. The old man is back to business. Blizzard, ooh, that's a bit of a sneaky move there. Trying to take the fountain down. Now, if that works, then they would be in a bit of trouble at the top lane. It's really, you can't really overstate how important these fountains are on the top side. Whenever you are able to break through the wall and you take the fountain down, it's a fantastic position for you, simply because it's super tough for your opponent to hold the lane and hold the objective, and then you have continuous pressure. So it pretty much guarantees you a win in the solo lane if you take a fountain down, or if you have Rex on the team, one of the two. And then it's up to your 4-man to make sure that you are not under pressure from both of the shrines taken on the map. And this is something that we're probably going to see reflected here. At least if Genji at any point is going to make the move back in to take this one down. And let's just face it, with it already being really low in HP, one simple rotation from Genji into that position would take it apart. And he's already starting to go exactly there, or exactly to the top lane. So that should be something that they're going to do there. It's a little bit of a sneaky move, but yeah. Now the camp is also pushing in. This is a really cool setup, because we're still seeing Deckard Cain and Phoenix trying to take their own camp, but they're a little bit late to the party, which means that up at the top we should see some of the structures fall simply through that pressure. Evasion has to be careful here as well. At the bottom of the map, a 3-man is aiming for another control of the shrine. And here comes the hand of freedom! The NA talent taken for Urel. Blizzard saying, like, you know what, that talent has freedom in its name, it's not really strong enough, we need to buff it a little bit to make it reflect North America just a little bit more, and that's exactly what they did. Able to self-cast it now, so it starts to become a really must-have talent for Urel, for sure. Still seeing the bot lane controlled quite nicely from Celeb Gaming, and up to the top now a bit more of a battle as Chen has to deal with two Corgi Booty and Trap Queen out there on Urel and Phoenix. Oh, the lockdown attempt against Jaina. Yeah, that nearly worked out. Our little Dreadlord here nearly dying, especially as Deckard Cain came in and tried to shut them down there. We're now having Genji also making that rotation again. Quick slide, tries to go in to drop the mage and the aura. Can't really make that happen. So they're losing more and more ground here. They lost pretty much the entire wall. The last tower attacked as we speak. And now it's time for the fountain to fall. And yep, that starts to quickly turn against Celeb Gaming. Originally, they were the team who really pushed the agenda at the top lane, especially with that little sneaky Genji move. But then again, now they are all of a sudden behind. They've lost their own fountain. An attempt to turn that into a big battle, but it doesn't really matter because there's no one rotating in. The weird thing to me is that if Genji already at the beginning says, hey, I'm gonna go for the fountain here, and drops it to half HP, why would you at no point, when you have vision at the bot lane over your opponent, try and make that move so that you take the fountain down completely and therefore get a bit of an advantage? So, by now, we're having the attack against Chen again. Tiger JK just sitting in with his sleeps down at the bottom of the map. We're having a camp vow to be taken by Garrosh and Jaina, so that at least helps. Genji is holding experience in the middle. But things are starting to look pretty solid for the blue team. It didn't have the kill yet, by the way, but Sleeping Dragon is a bit ahead in experience. They had the earlier level 7, which actually gave us the Kanai's cube here. So, damage reduction is what they are looking at right now. Don't really see that too often on level 7 these days, but alright, in this case they're probably going to try and shut down Jaina, since she's the most heavy damage dealer for the team right now. So that helps. But yep, in the meantime, we're having the push at the bottom of the map. That Bruiser camp makes it possible, and they're starting to break through this. So Chen is transitioning into the middle. The fort top side was lost. Another big lead for Sleeping Dragon, as their composition is working well thus far. Good lockdown by Deckard. They're going in again. Yeah, Garrosh is throwing them out though. So he's actually covering the retreat here as much as he can. And Tiger JK makes sure that he doesn't fall either. So a good retreat from them. But the pressure is now definitely on the red team. Celeb Gaming is about to lose a Dragon Knight. Oh my god! That shuriken couldn't have been better timed. I mean, that was literally half a second before the decay would have been taken here. But as it stands, they don't have the objective, so good rotation from Genji, nice moves. The problem, of course, is that the pressure still applies, since both of the shrines remain under control of the blue team. That's exactly why we see Genji with a rotation towards the top. One swift strike and a quick trade afterwards, he takes over at the shrine. But they're still behind in experience, and they're pushing the middle now. Obviously, the passive experience is also now increased for them, the ticker that they get. So that means they are going to get an even bigger lead as the game continues, if there's no counter pressure from Celeb Gaming. And since the beginning of the game at least, they have been looking a little bit intimidated by the blue team here. We've seen that nice rotation towards the top where they were trying to get a kill with the Bruiser camp that they initially got, but that was well defended. And then we had the counter attack that dropped the fort eventually. Now Evasion is moving in. Once level 10 abilities are ready, the Panda might be a huge threat to the backliners, but for the time being, he is not really a force to be reckoned with just yet. He's a bit of a nuisance and a pain in the ass, but that's about it. So now we have the level 10s in, and that gives us the Blessed Shield. And an opportunity again to go for the Dragon Knight or force a fight, especially around the Blessed Shield itself. Or the Tornado. We get a good one there, and you can make your play. Especially, of course, against Jaina. If you catch her out of position at any point in time, then she's usually... Oh my god. A quick drop. Ah, that ult didn't really work out for shot. Blessed Shield attempt, and that didn't connect with anybody. Corgi was already using his own abilities, but there it is. The Dragon Knight. Taken just a few seconds before we see the level 10 for Celeb Gaming. Should net them a fort in the mid lane at least, but we haven't seen a single kill yet in this game. I mean, seriously, not one kill up to this point, which is okay, kind of insane if you think about it. So, no Eye of Horus for Ana. Instead, we're seeing the nano boost. Heavy commitment towards the mid lane in terms of resources, as they're trying to make sure that the Dragon Knight doesn't get a lot. So that mid fort is not going to fall anytime soon, but at the bottom of the map, value has been found. Yep. They're capitalizing on the fact that nobody was able to defend this, since everybody focused their attention onto the Dragon Knight in the middle. And now we're having one fort nearly destroyed. The bot lane wall also opened up. They haven't taken the structures down. So camps are coming back up. That's an immediate take. They're trying to pressure the top a little bit with the Bridge of Death. That's getting already pressured. Then again, having two of the frontliners attacked here. That's a good taunt, and that's a kill. No ult for Yorel, and down she goes. Very nicely done. Very nicely done here by well, not only Chen. Chen got the last hit in, but by the rest of the team. That taunt in particular was absolutely fantastic, because if he doesn't get the perfect taunt timing through, then it just means that Yorel is going to drop her ult, and it doesn't really matter too much. This, then again, is a different story. Trap Queen with the ult gets it in, the salvo, and even warps forward to take Tiger JK down. That's a double kill, and they're going for Genji and also for Garrosh, and I think they're going to maybe even get all of them. Genji gets out thanks to the Swift Strike, but the rest of the team has been obliterated. Chen is still sitting at the top. He has no issue there. But we have now 3 more Euros down. There's 3 kills against 1 in total. And obviously they're going to get mad value now at the bottom of the map, where they're just burning through that fort, as Johanna has already started to attack the camp at the bottom of the map to enhance the push even further afterwards. In the mid lane, Genji sitting tight, making sure that he gets his value here. Rapid recharge, by the way, on level 13. Don't really see that all that often, to be honest. It's not really a talent that you see a lot from Phoenix players these days, at least not in Europe. Granted, Europe doesn't really play a lot of Phoenix either way. I think Washed Up plays it at least sometimes, but still. For now, we're having, in the meantime, another camp about to be taken. This time topside right is actually claimed. Bot lane, Bruiser camp has now been sent on its way, and that's actually a double camp again. I'm a little bit surprised that there's nobody down at the bottom of the map. They have the lead in a level, so it's now 14 against 13. But with a double camp, you can just try and push with this. This is incredibly powerful. And obviously, they need to react to that. As it happens, they don't react to it. It seems like they want to get the kill against Igmatic. Nice dodge. Can he get the penetrating round? Nope, gets taunted and likely to fall. That's the kill against him. And at the top side, we're having another attempted kill against Johanna, and she falls too. So all of a sudden, 2 heroes down. The camp at the bottom is still doing some solid work, so that is something that has to be dealt with. But honestly, if they don't get those 2 kills, Celeb Gaming is in a really losing spot there, because that bot lane pressure would eventually reach the keep as well. And they're not even going for the defense. Jaina finally rotates over after the entire wall has been pretty much taken down, because Garrosh moved down to the bottom of the map hoping for a Dragon Knight. The blue team consolidated their forces at the top side though and reclaimed one, so that didn't work out either. Talons now with the Icy Veins on level 16. And in addition to that, we're seeing the Ancient Blessings. We have also the Giddy Up again. Giddy Up, baby! And half a level away until we're going to see level 16 for the Sleeping Dragons. We're having them with 3 kills against 3 kills. Damage output, taking a quick look at that. 18,000. Again, low damage game so far. 18,000 for Phoenix, 15,000 for Genji. So there's not really too much that happened on that end. Just look over to Deckard Cain. The old man is a bit hesitant to hit people with his stick. He's a gentleman. He's from the old guard, so only 2,000 damage for him. Not only because he couldn't get more damage in, because he doesn't want to. Then again, I'm looking at that skin, and he's going straight for the military Deckard, so I'm not 100% certain how to combine that with my theory that I had here. So yeah, up to the top, having again Corgi Booty getting attacked here. Is there going to be a taunt again? Yes, but no kill this time. The ult actually comes in, and they get the kill instead against Chen. Panda abuse in Heroes of the Storm. They're trying to make the play in straight for that. At least nobody threw the Panda over his shoulder, right? So we would have to ban them if that happened. In comes the kill against Garrosh. And that means 2 kills against 0, level 16. And on top of that, another Dragon Knight that they could potentially get. So yeah, up to the top side. Genji is on the run. Genji is in trouble. Yep, no chance to Swift Strike out in this case. And that's a Dragon Knight taken. And they're making the move down to the bottom of the map. We're now aiming to take down the first keep of the game. The forts are already all eliminated. And that is that. First one should fall. Also, Divine Favor at this point. Going about the cooldown reduction here. And it's bunny time. Yep, Garrosh comes back, but I gotta say that last double kill for Sleeping Dragon was just amazing. So they are able to get the keep. And back off. Okay, so I suppose that means we're gonna go head into the middle and try and get a bit more value there, right? I mean, don't tell me that's all they want to do with the Dragon Knight. The Dragon Knight is a beautiful beast. Don't walk into the middle. Okay, there we go. Short for just a moment when full quick match, but yep, caught himself just before it happened and started to move straight down to the bottom. The Fire Breath is all that you need right now. Poke, 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 poke the entire time. And poking away against that could even open up the wall and allow them to go for another keep here. I don't think they can take it down by any means, but we have now the enough to share and the combo strikes. Another big punt as the Dragon Knight is trying to make it to the NFL tryouts. Oh, Chen is dead again. No pandas for him. And there's the salvo, and that is a strong one too. The double kill as Garrosh falls. And now they have an opportunity to go for the keep. Or even for the core. The immediate move down to the bottom as Sleeping Dragons is saying like, well, we're sleeping the entire time, but now you woke us up and now we want to be out for blood here. So Celeb Gaming is sitting tight with 3 that are trying to defend. I'm not sure they couldn't go for the core here already. If they can get a kill, that's definitely going to be the case. And if Genji falls here in particular, then that should be the end of the game. And yep, he goes down. They try to get even more, especially Trap Queen on Phoenix is trying to zone out Ana and Jaina, but that core is falling, and it's falling quickly. Game number 1. The Sleeping Dragons. They get the kill against Ana, and they take down the core itself as they claim victory in the first game of the Best of 5 series at the North America Playoffs for Division S. GG, and well played as Sleeping Dragon takes the lead. The Sleeping Dragon with a lead in the best of 5, and now it's time for Lunara to join the fun as well when Cursed Hollow and the Sleeping Dragon joining here with Enigmatic on Lunara. Trap Queen on Liming this time. We have Corgi Booty on Urel again. Elhaim on Deckard Kane, I've seen that before. And Shot on Mirrodin. And over to the right side of the map. Satat on Anubarak, Met on Greymane, Tiger JK on Stukov, pretty good for the follow-up if Anubarak starts to go in. Evasion on Dehaka, a little bit of global pressure from one of the teams at least, and Slip on Hanzo. Time to shine, everybody! So, what are we gonna get here? I'm a little bit curious to see the boss fights panning out. That's gonna be an interesting one. In terms of builds, we have for Lunara the Sentinel Wisp. Already taken as a level 1 talent here. And Anubarak is going full Beetle. Trying to have a bit more spell armor, so against Liming he is a bit more effective with those Beetles. Again, Liming traditionally a counter pick against Anubarak actually. And that was even more so the case when you could still easily blink out of the cocoon. I mean, theoretically it's still possible, but it's more of a range question now instead of a timing issue. So Blizzard dumbing the game down a little bit. But when that was still the case, then a good Liming would also always be able to blink the cocoon. And then in addition to that, obviously burn down the cocoon itself if it happens on any other target with a quick disintegrate. Which is why in most cases when Anubarak was picked in one of the early rotations, you would see the other team react with a quick pick into Liming. And any Liming worth her salt is going to be able to play around the Beetles. But still, when we're having Anubarak in play here, if you don't want to go Regeneration Master, yeah, Legion of Beetles still gives you obviously quite a bit of value too. But Regeneration Master is normally the standard talent to be taken on level 1. We've seen even a full focus into Carapace instead. But yeah, camp's taken. And actually in this case we're only having one team reacting to the Siege Giant camp. The blue team, Sleeping Dragon, they're trying to go for in a quick and early Bruiser camp here. So, in particular, since their own camp will push the top lane and the first objective spawns here down at the bottom of the map, they will get a lot of value out of those Siege Giants if they time them correctly. So that's definitely something where the delay on that camp can make a huge difference. Despite the fact that obviously the Haka is going to stay at the top side and try to deal with the situation. Level 4 talents now for one team. Second one should follow in a moment. It's all about getting the experience for the camp here, by the way. It's one of the reasons why there is a gap, because this one hasn't been taken yet. They're actually trying to time that too. And here it is, just now claimed. We're having the Siphoning Toxin. Now I'm a little bit surprised to see that. That's normally a quick match on ARAM talent. This is something that we very rarely see, at least on the European side, where people trust their support. More so something that you would drop or consider in something like Stormly, quick match, where you don't really know if your support really has your best interest at heart. But in this case, we have the Siphoning Toxin also taken for the additional healing, and in addition to that, Dominance on level 4, plus also the Hand of Freedom again. The camp has been announced, nobody going for that Siege Giant camp at the top of the map, which is kind of interesting to say the least. Didn't really expect them to not take the camp. Usually that's one of the first moves out of the gate and the first things that you learn on this map if you are trying to get a decent rotation through. The push in the middle still has to be stopped, and that's where Greymane is currently active. Urel and Dehaka still at the top, and obviously the Global can now play a big role if he makes the move down to the bottom. But before any of that happens, we're actually seeing Shot zoned out a bit and jumping out. Mirrodin did not go into the third wind on level 1, so he will need a little bit longer until he gets the full HP back here. Yeah, but they're still going just simply for the hits against the support and Greymane, who has finished the job in the middle. Shot comes in from behind. Tries to get also a Stormbolt out, I would assume, and misses it. Misses the Stormbolt, only 2 stacks for him. That was an unfortunate one. Shot still getting attacked here, and Enigmatic wants to get his damage through. Poke slowly and steadily. And again, the move straight in towards the objective. Obviously, by now, we're having the Haka at the bottom of the map. Urel, on the other hand, has started to move back to the top. So this pretty much means that they're going to give this one up. But they will try and interrupt it for as long as they can. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't really make that happen for any meaningful duration of time. But Urel is now here in this little position where she can start to push everything into the towers and deny some experience to the red team. That's exactly what's going to happen. Nobody's moving topside unless Dehaka has his global up and is going to use it, and it doesn't really seem like he will. They got Kane on the bot lane, is getting bullied. No respect for the elders, what we're seeing here. Greyman is trying to rotate up, but even he gets currently delayed. And that means that the entire wave topside that we've seen previously has now been pushed into the towers, has done damage, and has not been soaked by Celeb. So that's, in terms of experience, there quite a bit. The Choke and Pollen taken now on level 7 as well. Splintered Spear, usually the talent that we see on the European side, just to give some variation in the meta. And we even have the Leeching Scarabs. Alright. A lot of self-sustain talents. I mean, Siphoning Toxin, Leeching Scarabs. Not really something that, at least in Europe, has a big pick rate. Pretty much gets never picked on Division S level. But in this case, they both go for similar talents. And Nubarak wants to make sure that he has a sustain at the front here from his team. And we're having still the next tribute spawning with already Muradin sitting at the side and trying to see if he can maybe get another Stormbolt connected, because so far Shot didn't really have a good time there. 2 Stormbolts only that he got out of this. Hits another one and that makes it 3. Alright, quick clap comes shortly after. Obviously he's still waiting for an opportunity to get his level 13 in. Once that's the case, he's going to have a huge amount of self-sustain. And they're still poking around there. Shot needs a couple more Stormbolts. If he ever, at any point, wants to complete the level 1 or the baseline quest, then you need to make sure that you get a few more in the early stages. And so far, he's sitting at only 3, so that doesn't help. Would of course be ideal if he can maybe set something up for Lunara and Liming to get a quick kill so that he gets the bonus. Urel at the bottom of the map, still against Dehaka, and 2 of them are fighting it out since the Siege Giants are currently getting guarded by Dehaka. Again, the attempt to zone the opponent away. Satat on Anubura could make the way in now, but they're giving it up as it seems. Tiger JK with the interrupt attempt, and it's too late already. 1 tribute for tribute here. And with level 10 being so close, it could definitely be the case that one of the teams starts to make a play for the boss as well. So, with level 20, we're having Leaping Strike taken. Muritan with the Avatar. Cam's again focused. And since no level 10 abilities are available for Celeb Gaming yet, that's the proper play to make as well. But Shot is already attempting to sniff it out, but level 10 is now ready on both sides. And that gives us the newly improved Cursed Bullet. A little bit more powerful now. 40% of the current health instead of the previous 35. And it's cam time on both sides, but no bosses yet. Muridan is the one that tries to pay attention to the boss at the top. Nuburak has not gone into an ult yet. We rarely see Carrion Swarm, at least in Europe. Rarely to never. But maybe against Li Ming, the choice is going to be made to go into... Like, see how both heroes haven't picked their talent yet? That's pretty much because if Li Ming picks her talent first and goes into this integrate, then the Nubarak just says fuck it and goes straight into Carrion Swarm. But now he goes into the Cocoon, and there's the disintegrate on the other side. Arrow comes out, and, well, they try and go for a shot. Cocoon is out against Li Ming, and that's a kill against Deckard Cain. Honestly, Celeb Gaming is a team that just doesn't have any respect for the Elder. They're bullying the Haka the entire time. And that is not a geriatric-friendly match right here. He's not the only one that dies, though. He had it coming. I mean, the guy was old already, but in goes Li Ming. She's down too. Urel jumps in as well, wants to have a piece of the action, has to pop the ult now as she's getting bullied around. And they really broke through the entire wall in an attempt to get some space for the objective, which they now focus onto again. And they could go for... maybe not for the boss. Death time is a little bit too low. You're making too much of a risk there. But they're actually trying. They're trying to go for an Admiral Akbar move. It's a trap! Shot is not quite falling for it, so it doesn't really face check that bush. But yeah, everybody's dancing around that position right now. And with 2 kills against 0, Celeb Gaming is doing well. They get the bullet, they get the silence, and there was a drag from the Haka too. But Shot is still on the run. Muradin is still on the way back and is actually able to survive. Yeah, it was a close call. That could have been a kill for sure. They are not able to get that in. But yeah, let's see. Down to the bottom of the map, Urel still pushing this out. This is one of the aspects where Sleeping Dragon has actually done better than their opponent. Just pushing this out. Yeah, Stuka falls up at the top despite the fact that they pretty much had a 5 versus 4. Falls into the trap here, and there's more experience that gets lost to the blue team. And this is honestly starting to become a bit of a trend. The macro play from Sleeping Dragon is better, but we still have those kills on the opponent's team from the earlier team fight. If you're looking over at the minion experience, there's a huge difference. That's a 3,000 experience difference that actually matters a lot, and it's what brings them to an earlier level 13 and therefore a talent advantage in one of the next fights. And they're trying to make the jump again, and Mirrodin connects another Storm Pole, which brings him now to 8 stacks. So yeah, still, Zatart currently sitting tight here as well. But isn't going to be able to do too much with that. Let's see. It should actually... Wow. Arrow being used for the interrupts? Not quite sure if I'm going to call it worthy or not. So there's a big cooldown that they just burned for this. Level 13 talents on both sides. Lunara actually with the Abolish magic at this point. Yeah, they're trying to make the play again. And once they're moving in, Curse Bullet comes out, trying to drop them quickly. The ult used on Urel, but Enubarak in trouble. And he is down. Bambi comes in and just drops everyone. Yep, revenge for Bambi's mother. That's pretty much what we're seeing here. And oh dear, she needs to be a little bit more careful with the positioning here. But so far, not getting attacked, not getting focused. Especially since the arrow isn't in play. That's not too much to lock her down. Down goes the tribute, and that's now a 2 for 2. Which means that the next one is gonna let us fight over a curse for the two teams here. In terms of the damage, let's have a quick look at 24,000 at Hanzo, 26,000 for Bambi, and everybody is focusing onto the boss. And now, with a 10% increased movement speed from the recent patch, this is a problem. Because despite the fact that you're having a Grey main, that is always a risk if you're far behind, because your opponent might be able to make that rotation just in time to attack it. Grey main, then again, is pretty quick when it comes to the boss, so they have an opportunity to take that early. But yep, the rotation comes now. 10% movement speed crossing the map matters. Matters a lot. But as you can tell, they're going to be slightly too late on this. But this is one of the plays that after the patch is definitely a lot more risky. If you know that your opponent has already started the boss, then you might want to be careful, or at least have someone trying to secure the flank to make sure that nobody moves in for this. But at the same time, we're now having 9 stacks against 9 stacks for Mirrodin. 15, by the way, for Stukov on this level 1. Ihaka with the global is still trying to deal with the bottom of the map here. On level 13, we also got the super healing potion for Deckard Cain for the old man. And obviously the virulent reaction here. Again, Cocoon on Li Ming as they're trying to burn that down. And this is going to be one of the priority targets for Enubarak because, well, she is the one that has the disintegrate, so any other target is going to make trouble for you. Lunara jumping in again, getting another kill, but Greymane is on the move. Trying to think that he would really like a steak today. I can't get the kill in. The boss at the bottom of the map has taken the fort. The one at the top pretty much achieved the same goal. That's a 4 versus 4 right now. And the fight is on. And, well, it's actually a 5 versus 4 at this point. All back to business again. And there we come. Jump against Dehaka. And he is dead. Ihaka murdered, and Lunara just getting the mad value. And they're hoping for the curse, and they're gonna get it. Curse against the blue, against the red team. And now it's just a question on how much of these lanes they are going to soak. I'm not quite sure why they need 2 heroes topside, to be honest with you, at this moment in time. And usually with that you want to really start spreading onto the maps, take a couple of structures down, and also position heroes on every lane, ideally. Need to make sure that you can't get ganked, but yeah, that's the ideal scenario. Unfair advantage. Having also the Stone Form in play on level 16 right now. But yeah, Urel at the top lane, already doing her thing, pushing this out. Could actually move even past the fort and try and get another wave. Hanzo is active at the bottom of the map. And Urel is thinking about moving into the middle now as well. Probably going to sit in the bush and see if she can maybe make a jump there. The Haka a bit hesitant to move towards the top since they don't have vision on anybody. And that's going to be the first fort that gets eliminated, top side. And the one in the middle is also taken down. So yep, that's what we have there. Top lane, this one is down. This is a wave that is now lost to the blue team. This is the downside of having a curse against the opponent. If you don't have a hero in every single lane, then your minion wave is taking down the opponent's minion wave within seconds, and that experience is going to be lost to you. Whereas if obviously both of them have 100% HP on the minions, and eventually their wave is going to push in against you, and then you can soak that experience. So that's one of the main reasons why oftentimes after a team has been cursed, they find themselves a little bit closer in experience to their opponent. The difference then becomes how many structures you took down. Enubarak, by the way, got kind of crushed. I mean, he kind of face-checked that hard, and if you don't have Regeneration Master and the additional 500 hit points that the quest completion grants you, then you're obviously in a little bit of trouble here. So yeah, he got annihilated pretty quickly. 16 is there with the elongated tongue and also the epicenter. Another talent that has actually been nerfed a little bit. Epicenter has been nerfed. The cooldown reduction is not as effective anymore as it was before. But then again, if you take epicenter, you mostly take it because you want to have the increased area impact for the burrow charge so that you can jump in and hope to get a kill against 1 or 2 heroes. The cooldown reduction helps, don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit less effective than it was previously. So, in the top side, Dehaka has started to push this out a little bit more the entire time. We're having also, on level 16, the Fireflies over the Mirror Ball taken. Right here for her. More cooldown reduction. And the 5 versus 5 on the map now again, as we have 5 kills against 2. So, Sleeping Dragon is doing really well when it comes to the team fights. They're doing well when it comes to the macro rotations and soaking experience, as we already talked about earlier. They've done a great job taking the camps. This, on the other hand, is bad for them. Arrow completely misses, and we're having the camp still stolen away by Celeb Gaming, because the Cocoon was already on the ground and 2 heroes weren't enough. And uh-oh, Elheim gets away. The silence is perfect though. Choke point control from Deckard K now comes in too. Shot trying to survive here as he jumps out, and Bambi is on the run. I can't believe that nobody died here. What? Not a single kill? For either team? Seriously? That's Bambi dead. Okay, they get her after all. The tongue comes in, and Bambi goes down and suffers the same fate as her mother. Oh dear. 18 versus 18. And, well, they're still willing to fight this. Also, another tribute has been taken by Li Ming. That's actually a bit weird, because Celeb Gaming had an opportunity to go for the curse, but Li Ming moved to the top for the tribute and channeled it before Dehaka could come in. And that prevented the curse. That was actually pretty cool. If they catch the curse here, it's a problem. And now with a 5 versus 4, they're trying to make the immediate move straight in for the boss and trying to take that one. So let's see if they actually get this, because, well, there's the fight. They're still battling it. 5 versus 4. They're saying, like, fuck it, let's go for it. I'm not quite sure if they can win the 4 versus 5. This is literally one of these moves where you say, don't do that. It's a little bit the IQ test in Heroes of the Storm. Can you count to 5? But then again, they don't really plan on winning the battle. They're just trying to distract the opponent from going for the boss. And as long as they are accomplishing that, which they now did, that's a win. It's a risky move that they just pulled off here, because if they get locked down a bit too hard, then they are just toast, and it's going to be a death spiral from there onwards. But as they are able to delay this a little bit, they made sure that there's no boss taken. So again, their goal was not to win the fight. Their goal was simply to just poke around a bit and distract the opponent from the boss. So that was pretty good for them. With that now, we're having still that little battle over the camp, as another tribute is on the map, and that could again be a curse tribute. Evasion is already pushing out the top lane, bringing them a little bit closer to level 20 as well. And there's the opportunity to go for the curse this time. Now this is going to be a 5 versus 5 once the Dehaka moves in. And they're trying to go for that immediately. Yeah, here comes Dehaka. They're dodging it. Good damage against him. Nice Storm Ball. Good timings. And they're actually dropping him pretty low here. They might even get the kill if that continues. Dehaka is getting bullied. The arrow misses again. And, well, Li Ming is out of the cocoon here. A lot of heroic abilities already used as they're trying to go for that. But, yep. Nicely done so far. 19.5 versus 19.5. We still have 2 ults online. And here comes the interrupt again. Not even with the epicenter does he get this done in. 21 stacks for shot. So he's starting to get closer and closer to a quest completion, which would really help them here. The Siege Giant camp is also pushing in, so that's another thing they have to kind of push out of the way a little bit. So they have to split their focus slightly if they don't want to lose the fountain at the bottom of the map. That gives them the sustain for the team fight here. And Curse at this point could definitely hurt, especially if you win the fight, or take a boss shortly after. So right now the focus on the Murten, and that is him dying. Corgi Booty comes in, Lornado's a bit too late, and now it's another 4 versus 5. And this time it doesn't seem like they can stop them from taking the tribute. Nope. Tribute is taken, that's a curse, and they will have level 20 with this. The only question is now how far do they push that? And it seems like they're trying to dive onto that backline. They're going straight in for Li Ming. That's the 3rd or 4th arrow now that doesn't connect. And we're having the kill against Li Ming regardless. So even without Hanzo able to get his ult connected, we're having Li Ming down, we're having Urel down, and guys, this is looking like it could even be game. I mean, they're going after the Kuna also for the next target. Having the silence on the ground around it makes it impossible for Lunara to get away, and that is going to be game. I mean, they just dropped that keep like it's nothing. And now with the 20 talent advantage, they can just go for the core. There's 4 heroes down. Absolutely no way for them to survive through this. And that's going to be a tie in the series. Sleeping Dragon. They won game number 1, but Celeb Gaming definitely turning up the heat a little bit for game number 2 and taking it on Cursed Hollow, forcing game number 3 in this best of 5 series on an even standing. Nicely done by them. GG and well played by Celeb Gaming. Game on! Sleeping Dragon against Celeb Gaming. It seems like the Sleeping Dragon actually fell a little bit asleep in the last game, so now they are tied with their opponent. Corgi Booty for the blue team is now playing Leoric. We have Trap Queen on Maiev, Enigmatic on Sylvanas, and Elheim again on Deckard Cain. It seems to identify as an old man here. Shot on Mirrodin for the second time, and this time with a bit of an change on the level 1 talent, heading into the third win for the added sustain. And on the right side of the map, Met on Jaina, Satat on Ana, so we're going to see some nano boosted Jaina action. Tiger JK switched into the Garrosh play. Alright, frontline now for him. Evasion on Imperius and Slip on Tychus. Interesting setup, from the support to the tank, what we're having from him right now. So, yeah. Let's see how that's going to work for them. I mean, so far things have been pretty okay. Game number 1 might not really have had the result that they are hoping for. But either way, let's see. At this point, we're currently looking at a bit of a brawl with a 5 versus 5 in the middle of the map. Sylvanas didn't go into the dagger. No overwhelming affliction for her for now. Instead of the dagger stacks. And I'm not quite sure what exactly triggered the change for Short. If he just says, okay, against this lineup I need to be careful because they're going to poke me a lot more, so I'm going to get more value out of my level 1 third wind. Or if he just looked at the last game and said like, I'm kinda at hitting these storm bolts, so maybe go for a different talent because I'm not going to get any real damage out of my level 1 quest anyways. So, yeah, not 100% certain what exactly the thought process is, but either way, I like that we're having third wind now for him. As we're 1 minute into the game, we're having obviously the 2 camps attacked. The turrets are the goal for both of the teams, as we're still seeing, especially the tanks, sharking around the healing camp, trying to make sure that nobody is sneaking that item in at the beginning of the game. Tychus, as you would expect, is going into the dash on level 1. His level 4 talent is actually going to be a bit interesting. I mean, still, I would absolutely expect the bigger they are here against Mirrodin. Just feels like it's going to be a great opportunity for them to burn him down quickly during these fights. So I think that's what's going to happen there. But again, time will tell. Normally paired off with Odin. Also, since we are on Volskaya Foundry, this particular item... Oh my god, yeah, Short! Nearly getting wrecked there. If they had a chance to somehow interrupt the jump, that would have been the end of it. Level 4 talents are there, which gives us now also the Mercenary Queen, but in addition to that, we're seeing the Neil Peasant. Dominable being taken for Tiger JK. Having a bit of an Frost Shards focus right now for the Frostbolt. And there it is. Bigger they are. Let's burn that Mirrodin down. And they're trying to do exactly that. Actually, in this case, they're going for Leo first, making the jump now onto the beacon. The turret is already on the ground here for them, and they are just slicing away with Maiev. Holy cow! Down goes Imperius. He's the first one to fall, but the fight is still on, and there's the second kill as Tychus falls. Make it 3. Ana is dead, and Tiger JK is on the run and gets also murdered. 4-0. Trap Queen barely survives, but he does survive. And with that, we now have not only a level lead, we have the control point advantage for them, and we have the healing beacon. Honestly, that was pretty crazy. And Maiev, Naisha's momentum on level 1 for her. The Blade Dance on level 4. I mean, she was just the entire time slicing through the entire team here. Should also be reflected in the damage output, by the way. And hell yeah, it is. 6,500 for her. Top damage on the team. Closely followed by Sylvanas, who's now starting to take over here. But that was a really solid advantage. And now, obviously, what you're trying to do is you gain level 7. And then you make the play here. Lockdown attempt by Evasion, but Imperius couldn't connect the stun, so was not quite successful against Muradin. 43% against 0, but as I said, this level 7 talent is going to change the dynamic here quickly. So they're starting to go in. We have the Bonds of Corruption, a little bit of an Umbral Bind setup here for them too. And we're also seeing the wave. The Festering Wounds focus on too. Tiger JK in trouble, gets locked down. Indomitable is already off cooldown. On cooldown, and that means that he is eliminated as well. 5 kills against 0. Yeah, someone kicked that dragon pretty hard in game number 2 and definitely woke him up. So, seems like it's going to be dragon time here. But level 7 is soon going to be ready for the red team too, and then they have a chance to fight on even talents. Imperius is proudly riding his cock into battle, as you can see here. And I'm not quite sure, but that works. That setup really works for him. Those stuns, then again, they don't really work for him. So that was the second in a row that he's now missing. Obviously, if he connects the lunge, then we're talking about a completely different setup here. And, well, 99% against 34. That's the last chance for the red team to try and take position. And they're trying to do exactly that. They go for Maiev. Walled of the Wardens, jumps out. Trap Queen able to use the Shadow and rushes out of the fight. But again, we're looking over to the healing beacon, getting dropped by Leo as he's a bit afraid that he might actually die in this position. But with 2 items now used, there's absolutely no... Oh my god, they might actually get the kill here. Oh, nice! That's going to be a kill for a kill, isn't it? Yep, Tiger JK is going to fall here, but so did Maiev. 6 kills against 1. And we still have them look for the Protector, and there it is. It's Protector time, baby! And it's also time for Ana to barely survive. Well, they couldn't get that kill, but that was close too. Now again, normally, at least in the European scene, what you would see now is a rotation towards the top to make sure that you take down the fountain so that you have a huge advantage over objective number 2. At least here we don't have that. We are seeing them go straight for the fort in the middle, and that's also because you have Sylvanas in the mix, so that helps a lot. But then still the rotation towards the top side. That Punisher, that Protector, has already taken a bit of a beating though, so it's a bit doubtful that they're going to get that fountain if it gets really focused quickly. That's exactly what happens. There's only Imperius at the bottom of the map trying to deal with the rotation we've seen from the blue team, which now means that we are having Sleeping Dragon backing off, with level 10 abilities by the way, before they take that fountain down. So that's going to be a little bit annoying for the blue team if they can't follow up here and take that down. But with level 10 abilities, they should be able to make that happen. So for now, we have them fighting over the next healing beacon again, and well, that's not really a fight, right? I mean, you don't want to go into that. Celeb Gaming would be a little bit suicidal if they would really push into this, and I don't think they're going to commit Sudoku this early in the game. So now we're having... Even though I actually heard that Ana is really good at map. But either way, Short is currently taking the camp down at the bottom of the map. Evasion gets locked down again, pulled in with a tether, and lunges away. That's still one of the weirdest thing with Imperius, that he actually can jump out like this. So the first time that I saw that, I was like, wait, what? So yeah, has the mobility through that for sure. Tiger JK is sitting up at the top on his pony. And that in the middle, Shot is also still flying around on this carpet. I mean, both of the teams are just now looking for a few more opportunities. And especially when we're talking about Sleeping Dragon, they want to have a few kills. For the red team, it was more so about sitting tight and waiting for level 10. Another opportunity at the Storm Bolt. There it is. Has 8 so far. 7 minutes into the game. Shot is low though. Oh my god, and just jumps out. Didn't have the cooldown there anymore. It's Jaina who falls first, and Maiev is still trying to go for the kills. There's a turret on the ground, they go for the healing beacon, they get another kill. Ana is dead, and Tychus dies too. Oh my god. They're getting their ass kicked in this game, don't they? 10 kills against 1, 2 levels ahead. That is insane. March of the Black King has now also been put into play from Leo, so we're not seeing the Entomb here. Instead he's going full march, and hopefully for him, getting quite a bit of value on the objective at least. Because outside of that, people should be able to just walk past it. So they're prepping the bot lane right now for the third objective by attacking the fort here. And I mean, the fountain is going to fall 100%. They have level 13 talents too. They can't get too much damage in on the fort at this point. Well, I'm kind of lying there. 50%, bit more than that. It's pretty solid, so no complaints here. With that said, another Storm Bolt for Muradin, so he's sitting currently at 10 stacks. In terms of the damage output, I think Maiev is just killing it. Oh no, it's actually Sylvanas who's ahead here. Yeah. Definitely overestimating a little bit the impact that Maiev had in the last team fight, but Sylvanas' poke is definitely working, and now they're moving in again. And she's already starting to work those numbers on Imperius a little bit more, using him as the punching ball there. 27,000, 23,000 for Tigers, who's burning down Leo up at the top. Gets the trade damage through right there. And let's see, down to the bottom, what do we have there? Matt is currently sitting in play, getting his camp through. And again, 1.5 levels behind, level 13 on your opponent's side. It's going to be tough to fight for that objective. The bottom fort has fallen now too. I mean, they need to fall back here at some point, but there's 4 heroes currently sitting tight. They just want to capitalize on the 3-level lead that they have and take the camp away from their opponent while simultaneously attacking that wall a little bit. So they get another item, and now they can make the easy rotation towards the top and see whatever they can get there. Generally speaking, they're looking pretty powerful with this right now. So yeah, 10 kills against 1, that tells you pretty much all that you need to know. You just need to keep the momentum, and they need to be careful. This is still a map where the late game objective, if it's taken by your opponent, can do work. Lunge, are we gonna see a setup there? Okay, there's the pushback. They go for Muradin. Avatar is being used. They're taking the fight against 13 talents because they're hoping for the 13 versus 10 fight. And yep, there we go. Muradin goes down. The 4 versus 5 fight, I think. Muradin goes down. Now to boost Jaina, making it possible. There's the cage, and that could be another kill. That should be another kill, and that will be another kill. Maiev is down, and that's now 2 kills for them. 13 talents are going to be ready. And this is why you don't overstay your welcome at the bot lane. There's really a reason for them to push there, and these are the plays where you're just a little bit too greedy. All that they had to do was, after they took the item, to move topside and say, okay, let's get the protector, let's play this safe. Instead, they had a couple of heroes at the top, one in the middle, one at the bot lane, and then this little setup happened. So now we're talking about sleep potentially against Sylvanas. She dodged this one. But level 13 talents are now on both sides, and now it's time for a fight again. The question is, how does the blue team play? Do they delay it long enough for level 16 to become a factor here? Or do they just say, okay, we need to go for that even beforehand and fight on even talents? There's the taunt, there is no ult on shot side, and he goes, wow, he actually survives. No, he doesn't. Nah, he goes down again. Shot is dead again, didn't have the avatar, and yeah, this is how you throw a game. Sleeping Dragon is having a problem now. Can they get that fight done? They go for Tigers and they get the kill. Nice. They might lose Leo now though. Leo goes down 80% against 45. 2 forts are down, and that protector should now be taken by the red team, regardless of the fact that there's level 16 available for the Sleeping Dragon. Here comes the fight, and you can't fight that. You are 3 versus 5. You cannot win that battle. It's just not happening. You can buy a little bit of time for Leoric to come back, true, but still. 11 kills against 5, and now all of a sudden we might still talk about a 2-level lead, but with this protector they could definitely change things. Yeah, this is pretty much how to not play with a huge advantage. A little bit too greedy. I mean, it's easy, it happens easily. You just overestimate your position just a tiny little bit. You don't think your opponent is going to make a move. But now, instead of looking at 10 kills against 1, it's all of a sudden 11 versus 5. So experience is dropping into the hands of Celeb Gaming much quicker right now. And once that they have level 16, I mean, it's even talents at least. So, that protector, on the other hand, doesn't get a lot of value. Now, there's 4 heroes defending against it, so that helps. But on the rest of the map, we're having Imperials taking the top bot lane experience. We have Tigers in the middle. At some XP also, that's lost for Shot and his boys, and especially Shot has been attacked the entire time here as the first target, especially of course with the bigger they are. That's the level 4 choice for Tigers. That's a really juicy target there. especially once that avatar is popped. But that's going to be 16 versus 16. So Celeb Gaming is closing the experience gap. They're still behind, especially when it comes to structures on the map. Despite the fact that they took the Protector just now, Celeb Gaming has not taken down a single fort. There comes also the ult from Sylvanas. They go in again. They're trying to make the play here. And so far there's a Lornado. Ana is down. They're trying to go for Jaina and for Garrosh. And MIF comes in, gets stunned out, vaults away. Here's the cage, and that's still a kill. Maiev is dead. Bit too aggressive, but Imperious gets wrecked too. And he's not the only one. No. Tigers gets also dropped. So now we're looking at 14 kills against 6, and Sleeping Dragon is very, very eager to establish the previous status quo where they're massively ahead. They're going straight in for the items again to steal those away and set themselves up for objective number 3. And that was exactly what they needed here. A 3-for-1 trade. They can take down all of the 3 items that are on the map at this point, and from there on just start to snowball it a bit more towards objective number 3 and take it from there. So yeah, great job by them in that last fight. That was well done, despite the fact that Maiev might have gone a little bit too far there. But even she nearly survived. Still got the kill. So now we're having 14 against 6 kills, 2-level lead, and we're going to see level 20. Probably for objective number 3. So Sleeping Dragon, looking solid. 16 stacks, by the way, for Muradin now. We're having 47,000 damage for Sylvanas, 24k for Maiev. You look over to Jaina, and it's actually a pretty good setup for her too. I mean, she's currently rocking 44,000 damage. I could have honestly seen her go into Ring of Frost as well with a good taunt setup here. And in this case goes for the Water Elemental, which obviously helps to also control, at least to an extent, Maiev when she starts to make her play. Same time now, top lane gets taken, and guys, again, it's about level 20 at this point. Level 20 is what's important here. Only 2 heroes, sorry, 3 here. Only 2 have so far not died on the blue team side, which is also true for the game itself. Massive push at the bottom of the map, and I mean the reason is simple. Sleeping Dragon is just saying, hey, we can now fight, and if they actually are willing to battle us, then they don't have level 20 yet, so let's push this as aggressively as we can and try and get an advantage out of this. If we can force a 16 versus 60 talent fight, it's fantastic as well. And if not, then we at least get some value. And they get another kill. And Muradin didn't drop the item. He gets the avatar through, but he doesn't drop the item. Short lost that healing beacon. And now the bot lane gets wrecked. And that gap gets closed a little bit. 1 kill, and they're gonna go for the staggered death. Honestly, this is starting to become a little bit ridiculous. Boys, come on. Where's the discipline here? You don't have to go full German efficiency, but still, like, getting caught like that, not dropping that healing beacon, giving that item over, losing the fort and fountain while trying to go 20. Storm talents are there. The question is simply, what are you going to do with that? I mean, at this point, we have the perfect gems. On the side of Deckard, we're also seeing the Death March, but the objective is going to unlock, and with another 30 seconds for Deckard Cain to be back, Tiger JK is going to take the lead. If he moves on to it, which he doesn't. I guess they're a bit afraid because they don't know where the opponent is. They don't know that their 3 heroes are just there. But then again, there is, I mean, there's a tether, and he could also use the Indomitable. I feel like he could have gone on the point a little bit quicker than he did, to be absolutely honest with you. The 3 heroes that were available at that point in time, I don't really think that they can get an easy kill against them. They're threatening, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's impossible for them. They have the Silence and Sylvanas, they have the tether, but still, Indomitable goes a long way for this. So they're actually backing off. They're trying to just get level 20. Doesn't want to overstay here. And now that 5 heroes are back on the map, I can absolutely understand that. And I think it's the right call here as well. Once that 5 are back on the map, you want to back off that position. You don't want to be forced into that fight. It doesn't really give you anything. But they're trying to get level 20. And here's the fight that Sleeping Dragon is attempting to force. Indomitable is being used. I don't really know why Tiger JK even uses it. I mean, the Stormbolt doesn't connect anyways. Okay, that was a little bit mean, but yeah. 18 Stormbolts by now. 17 minutes into the game that I've connected here. We're also having, for now, another item about to be taken. So after Muradin just lost his healing beacon, the team says, you know what, we still like those. So we want to have one. It's a little bit interesting to me also that we don't have the Endless Flask for Deckard Cain, because to be quite frank, this is one of the perfect setups for Endless Flask. You're fighting on one position the entire time, so Seems like a really great talent to have here. But it's 20 versus 20 now, and both of the teams have taken the fort at the bot lane. So that means if the Protector is taken by either one, Keep is gonna fall, likely, and maybe even the core itself, depending on how many kills are there. They go in, and Shot is nearly getting shot to death there, but is able to jump out. Enigmatic, on the other hand, is not that lucky. Here comes Odin with a big red button and drops the damage. And they are suffering. Sleeping Dragon, that is. That Sleeping Dragon is currently getting bullied around here. Yep, everybody is on the run. They're trying... Yeah, there's another Stormbolt. Shot is trying to cover the retreat. At the bottom of the map, we're seeing a similar setup as the big red button is still moving through with Odin's help. They can go for the Protector, and they should definitely send someone over. And it's Imperius who does that. As the rest of the team is starting to put some additional damage in against the remaining heroes. Every time I see Leori ghosting him, I'm saying, be careful of the Entomb! And then I remember that he went into the March of Lulness. So, there comes the Ana kill. Lulnado against that. Good taunt. Oh, they're all low. Leo goes down, but the double kill. The old man is hitting Tychus and Jaina with his stick. I can literally picture it, how he stands right next to a Gundam and hits it with his stick, and the Gundam falls over and dies. Now they're trying to make the play for Imperius. They get the shield out. Nicely done. Only 2 survivors. Stormbolt. Oh, they want both. Can they get one? No way. Don't tell me they both walk away. Wow. They actually both walk away right now. Okay. So, we have 17 kills against 11. Deckard Cain is he's kind of tired of that shit. He's saying, like, do I have to do everything by myself here? So he got the last 2 kills in, and now he moves in to get them the points on the objective. But with another 20 seconds on Jaina and on Tychus, the 2 heroes that Deckard killed, by the way. It seems like we're going to see that Protector in the hands of Sleeping Dragon. I honestly feel that right now they're probably just arguing as like, guys, next time we are ahead, just do us a solid and play this safe and don't risk anything, because now we might still win the game here, but at the same time this is way harder than it needed to be. And if that's the discussion, then they would be right, because this is way harder than it needed to be. There's the overtime already being used. 2 heroes on the move. Can Tiger JK survive long enough? Anna's trying. And actually, yes, they survived long enough for the other 2 to come back, so the fight isn't over yet. It's a big advantage for Sleeping Dragon, but here comes the Odin again, and they're getting pushed off it. Nano boost on Jaina and Odin. That's not something you want to fight into. So they're actually sitting tight now. They're trying to take over. 5 versus 5 again. They're trying to wait that out, and I'm not quite sure if they have that time. Here comes the move by Shot as he moves in. His avatar is also nearly done. So, well, he gets the quest completed. That's great for him. Cooldown reduction. Uh-oh. Did they take over there? There's the tether. Big one. Cage. Oh, and the kill. The first one against Garrosh. Trap Queen nearly falling. Actually, Trap Queen did die. My F is down, but so is Jaina. Tychus is on the run, and Enigmatic is saying, like, nope, you are not going to get away from this one. Die, motherfucker, die. And that's the kill right there. Bam, Ana. Mace to the face, but she's still able to move away here. Or is she? Well, Sylvanas is starting to chip in a little bit, and that changes things. Sylvanas disabling the structures before she falls. Problem is that the Protector is now here. There's a bit of pressure at the top lane, which should eventually take down the Keep here too, but I don't think that is going to play a role any longer in this game, since we're having the bottom Keep now also taken down, and with only 2 heroes surviving for the defense, this should be the end of it. Especially since Ana is getting bullied now too, and that's the end of her. Ana is down. Imperius is, yeah, well, impeering around a little bit. And that should be that. Game about to be over as the Sleeping Dragon, with a bit of an iffy game, still take the victory, take the W, and now put themselves in the lead in this best of 5 series. A 2-1 lead for the blue team in our best of 5 here at the Division S playoffs. Game number 4, everybody, and we are going full NA this time. I mean, oh boy, those comps are special. Corgi Booty for Sleeping Dragon on Illidan. We have Enigmatic again on Lunara as before. Elheim, I mean again for the 4th time in a row we're seeing him with Deckard Cain. Trap Queen with Tassadar, so we have the double support for Illidan. And we have Blaze as the main tank in this game. In the meantime, Celeb Gaming on the red team side with Met on Cassia, Evasion on Imperius, Start on Anuburak, Slip on Kerrigan, and Tiger JK on Alexstrasza. So we're actually going to see a full aggression mode here at this point. Interesting. Yeah, they are going to jump in hard with this setup. So let's see how that's going to pan out. Obviously, Sleeping Dragon just needs a single win, and they will win the best of 5 series and then move on to the next round of the tournament here. But we actually have now also a Blaze main tank. Don't see that all too often. And that main tank, by the way, is already getting bullied there. I mean, damn. Shot dropping pretty hard and has to go straight in for the fountain. And Illidan is doing Illidan things. Yeah. Looks a little bit like quick match. Game has just started. You're not even a minute in and Illidan is dead for the first time. Memories. Fond memories of oh so many quick matches and Hero League games. But yeah, the aggression is obviously real. I mean, yeah, the old man also in trouble. As Kerrigan comes in again as well. I mean, at this point, Kerrigan just going straight for the aggression whenever she can, and the setup is obviously amazing. You have so many stuns there with Imperius, with the Nuburak, and with Kerrigan, and if you can follow up on another stun, that's always more or less a guaranteed combo, so that works well for her. Now we're having Trap Queen on Tassadar with 120 stacks. By the way, Illidan also going straight into the Unending Hatred, so he's already aiming for the late game here. Again, late game, obviously, you get a lot more. You can stack until 20, and then you get the extra damage in the quest completion, but the talent stacks, obviously, behind that as well, or beyond that. So that is going to help them in the late game to get the damage out. And Illidan was always a hero that starts to thrive when those forts are taken down, the distance to safety increases, and he can play around that. And that also means that in the early game, you have to be safe. Yeah, combo attempted dodge, a combo that never came. At least not quite. Trying to go for... I guess they were trying to just like go for the sharpened blades after another stun, but that hasn't quite worked out for them. So they're currently attempting to take that. Alrighty, Kerrigan jumping in again. Level 4 talents on already, and we're going to soon see again the first objective spawn. Once more, the Siphoning Toxic, the adjustment from at least Enigmatic on the NA region on Lunara. We're having for Kerrigan the Kinetic Fulmination taken, Friend of Foe for Illidan, and we have on top of that the extra armor for Tassadar, which is probably not really a bad touch. I mean, again, Illidan and Lunara as well would both benefit from extra life leech, but then if you look over to Blaze, he might need some additional assistance, considering that he's the only real tank in that sense, so you kind of need to make sure that he has a chance to stay alive by simply dropping the extra armor onto him. Corgi Booty into the stun. There's the lunge. And Illidan. Oh, 50 HP. And he's down. Kerrigan goes down. Goes down on him. You don't screw the Queen of Blades, my friend. If you screw with the Queen of Blades, you're gonna get cut. That's what happens. So yep, she goes in, drops him quickly, and that's the end of Illidan for the second time now. 2 deaths on him as the Shrine spawns topside. Punisher this time is going to be an Arcane Punisher. And Illidan is already coming back, trying to make the plays here. Everybody else is also starting to rotate in, which also means that up at the bottom of the map, we're still going to have that camp in action. That's a little bit of an annoying situation for Celeb Gaming, but they're hoping for the first objective, and they're willing to make the commitment, as Illidan still sits in the mid lane. So yeah, for now, we're having again... should be... yeah, okay. Imperius is starting to rotate down, but this is something that you have to be careful of. Yeah, if Illidan is starting to go in to get the value here, that's going to become a problem. You can't leave him there for alone for too long. So yeah, they have him already in a situation where evasion is taking over. Now with the level 7, we're seeing the Boundless Fury. And in addition to that, for good old Imperius, the Flash of Anger. I don't really know why he needs the Flash of Anger, because in my opinion, Imperius is always angry, so there's nothing flashy about that. It's just a permanent state that he's in. talking about permanent states, Cassia nearly dying here. And the Dragon Queen can now be used for that push too. That's the beauty of not having to use the trade during the objective itself. And they get another kill. 3 kills against 0. Looking good, boys. Looking good. First fort is going to fall. And that Punisher is already saying like, nah, kind of don't need me anymore here. I'm going to walk towards the keep and start my job right there. So it's a great start. And, well, not really the... Well, inexperience, they're not really ahead, but it's really just the momentum on the map that they're gaining right now. And they can even push the mid lane thanks to an Uberak. Spawn those beetles, baby. Talking about beetles, the last time they played an Uberak, they went for the, well, beetle build. I still kind of think that had a bit to do with Li Ming, even though it is a bit odd that they sacrificed the extra hit points on level 1, but now we're seeing a Nubarak with a Regeneration Master. And obviously when you win objectives on this map, the extra globes that spawn will help you even more. So he's sitting at 16 already as we speak. And in addition to that, we're now also having the Circle of Life here. So both of them with pretty good numbers considering the early game. So that's pretty sweet. And they're also starting to take the camps now on the map. Now, they haven't really gotten elite in experience. I said it before, this is important. But they've already showcased that their composition is highly aggressive and able to get value here. And now Illidan and Tacit are sitting now topside, trying to go for their thing. In the meantime, down to the bottom of the map, having more camps taken. And this is actually an advantageous situation here for the red team. Not only did they take their own camp, they also took the bot side camp too. By the way, the cube again for Deckard Cain, and also the choking pollen once more for Lunara. It's the same build that he used in the, I think it was the first game, the previous game we were seeing Lunara. And they're going for Tiger JK this time, and Lunara with a leap and the level 10 advantage are getting the easy kill in. Nicely done. Get the earlier level 10, force the fight right away, use the heroics, and just drop the target. Job well done and good execution. And Illidan with the 17 stacks on the Unending Hatred is currently trying to make this a bit more exciting. Not picking a talent yet and just saying, might go for Hunt here, boys. And obviously if you go for Hunt, then you have the extra global. If you go for Metamorphosis, then you have the added benefit during the team fight. They go for the Hunt now. And we're gonna see if they have actually an opportunity to use that global to its fullest extent and maybe jump onto a backline hero. Maybe jump onto that Alex Straza, for example, if they have a chance here. Obviously for Alex Straza, we have again the Cleansing Flame taken. And it's soon gonna be time for the next objective, as we have both teams go for the Shaman camp. So, at bot lane, Carrigan is currently sitting tight. I just want to see the next objective spawns, that we have some Carrigan action, especially trying to get those combos in. And now also with the Maelstrom on level 10, get that extra AoE out, and well, now we're talking. There it is. 1 kill against 3 so far in the game, both the teams on level 11. And an opportunity to go for the objective itself as Illidan completes his quest. So that also gives him the additional damage. Now, as we said before, Illidan is still going to continue stacking the damage. He's currently sitting at 40 as you can see through the logo at the bottom of the left side. But yeah, he can stack that even beyond the quest completion. That's exactly what he's hoping for. A late game where he has huge amounts of extra damage on that particular one. After seeing them already sitting in a bush there, Corgi Booty waiting for a target and finds Alex Straza. It's immediately attacked here though and gets a shield too, but they have to be careful because now we're seeing the blue team once more fall behind in stacks on the objective. So 16 against 1, that's a pretty hefty advantage for Celeb Gaming, especially since they have Alex Straza. Dragon Queen changes things quickly. Cleansing Flame comes in and Nara goes down. Bambi is dead. Bambi is dead and now joins her mother in dear heaven. Slip with another attempt at a combo, but the dimensional shift dodges out on it. And it's another great setup for Celeb Gaming. I mean, they're winning this pretty much for free here. They got the kill, they get the Punisher, and now they can push the mid lane. And they're already doing that even before the Punisher is there. They leave Carrigan on the spot and they're saying, hey, why do we even waste any time? Let's go straight for it, get some damage in. We have a new Burak, we can spawn the beetles. If they don't react, then yeah, let's go. Frozen Punisher for them. And they're starting to take it there. Another one down. Okay, there's the jump. And that guy got messed up a little bit. Shot gets rooted. Yeah, he was envisioning that particular interaction a little bit differently. He thought he could get out of there. The answer to that is no. Lunara jumps out with a leap, and at least we're having the quest completed for Tassadar, so he has 1,000 stacks now, but that fort is a goner. And every single time Tiger JK can use the Dragon Queen during these pushes. It's honestly a bit crazy. Normally, you see Alexstrasza's using the Dragon Queen during the objective itself, and that's kind of what's getting forced out of by the opponent. But they are winning these fights easily even without that tool, so now they can use it later on. Here comes the big fight. Again, Maelstrom being used. They're burning down that bunker. The attack comes in and they might get the kill against Slip. And Carrigan, yes, she falls. Carrigan down. There's the Lornado trying to keep at least the Nubarak back. He has no mana anymore, and that's a kill. That has to be a kill. Seriously. He has just no mana at this point. But Alexstrasza, holy shit. Alexstrasza is easily topping him off, and by now he actually has a little bit of mana left and could soon go straight in for another burrow charge, and that's exactly what he does. I'm not sure if he can get away from this, but he's making them work for it. Let's put it like that. Okay, Alhaim is able to get the body block in. Again, it's once more Deckard Cain who makes the play. The body block here. Honestly, if an old man with a stick overtakes you, then you know that your time's over. Yeah, in this case, they're basically just prepping the camp for the opponent. And Lunara says like, oh, look at that. Free camp. Free camp is free, baby. So yeah, he got that. 27 stacks for Nubarak. Even with the quest completed, he wouldn't have survived the last encounter. But they have level 13 versus 13 now. And again, experience is the same. Sleeping Dragon, when it comes to experience points, are doing really well. And they have also closed the gap in kills, or nearly. But the problem for them is really that they're losing just more and more ground on the map, as they have now lost 2 forts and also the wall at the keep in the middle, which has also taken damage in addition to that. Now, the one thing that Celeb Gaming has done previously in that situation is actually playing it safe until the next team fight, and they have won both objectives so far. So team fights are more so their forte. That, on the other hand, was a quick kill. Yeah, lockdown, and then also the hunt coming in. Illidan with a mass hatred. He's sitting at 52 stacks, by the way, for his unending hatred here, so he's really getting the auto attack damage in and trying to build up the momentum. Yeah, lockdown. The save attempt. Oh my god, no way. Cassia gets out. Tiger JK with a big plays, making sure that Cassia doesn't die. And in the meantime, Evasion has just taken to the top lane and is just sitting there completely unimpressed by the teamfight on the other side of the map, doing his thing. But Cassia survives thanks to Alexstrasza. That's a little bit nuts. That's not only a little bit nuts, that's insane. That was crazy. The damage over time should have taken her out, the direct damage should have eliminated her. But yeah, too much value. Now we have the unfair advantage again. The Scroll of the Stone Curse also claimed. And obviously the Psionic Echo for Tassadar. And Tassadar's shields have really done a lot here as well. Now the big problem is obviously that now it's teamfight time again, and I really want to see if the blue team is now able to change that out. 18,000 damage for Cassia, top damage for the red team. Doesn't really sound like much, but they have been winning every single objective up to this point. Lunara herself has 27,000, Tassadar on 21k. And now it's time for the objective up at the top side, where we're fighting over another Punisher. And, well, let's see if the blue team can finally put a bit of a dent into that defense. Quest completed for Nubarak, that's already really helpful. It's a perfect time to complete that. And also on top of this, more importantly, the Draconic Discipline now taken too. Dragon Queen duration increased heavily. And that really could turn the tides of the battle. And so far he didn't have to use it a single time during these team fights for the objective. Maybe there's a chance to do that again once more. But yeah, with this we're actually seeing the position taken on the Shrine by Celeb Gaming, so they're getting an advantage on the stacks. And Sleeping Dragon seemingly is looking for an opening here. Illidan is starting to move in, he wants to go for the hunt. Hunt's in as we speak, and that's a kill attempt against Evasion. And it actually doesn't work out. He falls in the end, but Illidan has died too. Illidan is dead, and that's a kill for a kill. And this time Tiger JK drops the Dragon Queen during the objective fight and can now push them back here. Already putting in Enigmatic into a corner here. Lunara again with a leap. Carrigan trying to jump immediately after her. And there's the heals again as we have the ult being used by Alexstrasza. Cleansing Flame. Lunara in a corner gets stunned. Gets a shield and gets completely wrecked. Even Tacita couldn't save her. So that's a 2-for-1 trade, and they're dominating on the Shrine now. Already ahead. There's the zone once more. But this is looking spicy for Celeb Gaming. Yep. They have a great position here now to take another objective. And that would be the third one in the row that they win. 6 kills against 5. And they can now try and push for keep. Top keep could definitely fall with this push. They have everybody back. Imperius died earlier, but he's now at the bot lane, pushing that out a bit more, and then can join the rest of the team. And they're starting to move in. So they're going straight towards the top side right now. Already having Blaze sitting there. It's a Mortar Punisher that they have to deal with now. But this is the moment when it starts to become very tricky, because now you could lose the keep, and then you have the continuous catapult pressure on the lane. And Imperius is nearly there, so it's going to be more or less a 5 versus 5. Again, starting to come in with a stun. There's the combo from Carrigan. They're starting to jump in. Ults are nearly all up again. Carrigan can go into her ult, uses that immediately to get the shield back in, and they get the kill. Illidan is dead again. And now they're going for the next target. Blaze is down, Cassia has fallen too, but they should easily be able to take the keep here. And if they can't go core, then they would even be able to go into the middle at least to take the second keep down. So no matter how this ends right now, Celeb Gaming is going to walk away with a massive advantage. And since they already have 2 heroes eliminated, they can go core too. And that's exactly what they're trying to do here. Here comes the Archon at least. They're trying to play around that. Good lockdown. Oh my god, that got Kane. Again, Elhaim with a place here. But we're still seeing the action against Tacita, and that's the end of him. Tacita down, the Lornado comes in, and, well, they're actually hesitating. They're hesitating because they don't want to go up against Illidan when he comes back. Distance to safety, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is the reason why I would have expected them to go mid lane. I honestly thought they're going to take the keep. Take the keep, take it from there. Don't go core. The problem that they have is when they stay on the core and Illidan comes back and they can't take the core down, Illidan will kill the entire team. Distance to safety. That's the big problem. So taking the keep would have probably been the better choice here. But yeah, so with this now, we're having camps taken. Level 20 talents are in their hands too. And let's see what else. We're having for first and foremost the Omega Storm taken now. There's a new Burak with a rewind. Could definitely use that here. Okay, that's the Unstoppable. That stun doesn't connect. Carrigan is waiting for the combo. Carrigan connects the combo. Here comes the setup from Anubarak as they're trying to go for it, but they cannot get that kill. And yeah. Illidan by now, just to double check with him, sits on 64 extra damage on the auto attacks. So pretty solid setup for him too. Damage output generally speaking, by the way. 39,000 for Cassia, but still, they are winning the fights. And there comes the aggression once more against Shot, dropping the bunker. Omega Storm is in, and Lunara is down, and now Shot is about to fall too, isn't he? Oh god, this is going to be the end of the game. This has to be it. Only 3 heroes still alive. There's the Lornado, so that's a bit of a nuisance. But with that, we're now having the easy move onto the core. They should be able to win this easy peasy at this point. Illidan comes in again, but again, he is not going to be able to do anything here. Not on his lonesome. With the rest of the team, he can chase, but alone, he has no chance there. Especially since he doesn't have Metamorphosis. Down goes Illidan, and that is going to be the end of the game. Guys, we're going to go into game number 5 here. We are gonna head into a final map in this best of 5 series at the Division S playoffs. Already the core is falling, and Celeb Gaming will be victorious on Infernal Shrines and force their opponent, force the Sleeping Dragons into the 5th map of the best of 5 series. Well done, GG, and well played. Game number 5, everybody! The conclusion, Battlefield of Eternity, Corgi Booty on Urel again. Seems like we're going to see a lot of picks here in this game that are preference picks. Enigmatic is playing his 0% Lunara again, at least when we're talking about this series. Shot on Muradin, Elhaim on Malfurion, Trap Queen on Li Ming. And over to the right side of the map, we are having Celeb Gaming with Met on Greymane, Satad on Diablo, Sloop on Maiev, Tiger JK on Anduin, and Evasion is playing Imperius. So yeah, I was actually a little bit weirded out after the last game and that weird combo with the Blaze main tank. I looked over into the bans that we've seen in this game, and Diablo was not banned. So not picking Diablo in Infernal rounds is a bit weird. It's honestly heresy, if you ask me. But now we have the conclusion of this particular series. Sleeping Dragon against Celeb Gaming. And let's find out if we... Honestly, I have no idea who's going to win this. But I gotta say that the setup here for the blue team is looking pretty scary. The builds that we have, that might be a bit of a different story. I'm not quite sure how much NA is going to adjust on that end. That also looks a bit bad for Li Ming. Okay, gets out. But barely, that could have been the first kill right there. Yeah, but as it stands, we have Renew on level 1 for Anduin. We have the Soul Shield for Diablo, who's apparently a little bit worried about especially the Li Ming damage. Also, again, the poke that is to be expected is soaked by Muradin, potentially, since he went into the third win as his level 1 talent. But yeah, let's see if they can actually turn this around here. So far, it was a nice back and forth that we've seen in this series. The entire time was blow for blow and game for game. But now we're also seeing towards the top side a Slip sitting there, going for the camp. Now, normally when that happens, the immediate answer is that on the other end of the map, you're going to see the camp taken by the team that has 4 heroes on the lane. But they are absolutely ignoring this. So I'm honestly a little bit flabbergasted that there's no rotation towards the lane. Take those out and okay, there they go. Yeah, they really have to make that rotation right now. They're a little bit late on it already because we could see someone move down to the bottom of the map, which isn't really the case here. But if one of those 2 heroes would have moved immediately down to the bottom of the map, this would be a 4 versus 4 now. So it's a... and they still fight it! Wait, what? Alright. Imperius and Maiev both come in. They're a bit late to the party. They started the rotation late, but now it's taken away. So this is a bit of a disastrous setup. This is honestly just bad coordination. This is horrible coordination from the Sleeping Dragon. That was not good at all. They get the counter kill against Diablo, that's something, but they just lost on both lanes the Khazra camp, and they also have now lost Malfurion and traded in their kill. So that should never happen. Once you identify that one hero is missing and sits on the other side of the map to get the camp, you have to immediately make a move for your own camp and ensure that you are trading evenly. And they did not really do that. If Diablo doesn't fall, then it's a total disaster. This way, it's still a bit of a problem, because there's obviously extra experience for the red team and also some extra damage, but still, that could have been even worse than that. So with this, we're now having the camp timed for the top, so they're going to take it around 2-3 seconds. This one is going to be claimed. The one at the bot lane is already on. Same build again for Lunara with the siphoning toxing here. It's a little bit weird for me personally, I gotta admit. Not really a talent. This is honestly for me, that's a quick match talent. I don't think I've ever seen that talent outside of quick match or Storm League. At least not in competitive, because usually you're just hoping for your support to really... Like, you're not the one that... It's the same with the sustaining rounds on Jim Raynor. You don't really see that a whole lot, because normally you're just really banking your hopes. It's your healer's job to keep you alive there. And you have to make sure that the positioning is not too atrocious. But either way, it's the build that he's been playing now for a while, so definitely a preference pick for him. And I guess Choken Pole on level 7 is going to be the follow-up with another leap on level 10. At least that would be the build that he's been using so far on the hero. Dominance also for Li Ming on the level 4 talent. The Hand of Freedom for Urel is still in play too. And with that, we're now having again 6 versus 6 on the talent board, on the level board, and the opportunity still to try and get a bit of a lockdown here. Now, one of the things to still point out is that obviously Muradin can be poked down pretty quickly again by Greymane if he gets the Cursed Bullet soon. I would still assume that Cursed Bullet is been taken, even though there is a chance that he's going to go for the throw to deal with Li Ming and Lunara a little bit more efficiently. So both talents are definitely possible, but the way that they've been playing in the previous games, they have actually targeted shot a lot. And so I would assume that they are going to follow the same game plan here and try that strategy again. Maiev, on the other hand, is actually going down at the bottom of the map here. Walking in a little bit too far, and now the blue team has small momentum that they can use, and they're trying it against Dibbles, but thanks to his level 1 talent and the 44 souls, he's so far fine. So the objective nearly taken by the blue team. They win the halftime show, and now they can go for the race here. They definitely have some damage on that, and start to make their play. Alright, starting to move in, defensive position, Root on the ground, Malfurion with a nice zone out. And now the red team is trying to defend, soaking the damage there too. But they have to set someone on the right side Immortal, and that can only be Greymane, to be honest with you. I don't think that they're gonna get too many kills by just sitting around here and waiting, and eventually they're gonna lose that battle. Enigmatic come in, poke slightly, and now we're having Greymane starting to do his thing. They are very likely going to lose this one anyways, but the important part is really that you are attempting to make sure that at least some HP are going to be taken down. And Maiev is dead again, and now we're having Lunara dead, and well, that's a 1-for-1 kill. But they're following up with even more. They're trying to go for Anduin, and that could actually be a kill because Shot comes in together with Urel and drops him. There's another Root on the ground, and they go for Greymane. Boom! With that, we have 2 kills already, maybe even a third. Dibbles gets body blocked, body blocked, body blocked, body blocked, and gets away. But it's kind of low and doesn't seem to have the cooldown on the fountain ready, which means that he cannot do too much with the defense here either. Lunara is coming back in, and that starts to be dangerous. This should be the fort. Seriously, this should be a fort. If they can now start to move in a little bit more, yeah, that Stormbolt was very optimistic. That's not quite the range that we have on that, but yeah, the fort is down. Fort is down already, and well, that's that. So fort is eliminated, and they're starting to take the Immortal itself down too. At the bottom of the map, we're still having to push in with the camp. So there's a little bit of experience lost, but as you can tell, I mean, they're a level ahead. They're now also taking the camp top side as soon as the Immortal is taken out. Immortal has even done some damage towards the wall at the keep. But yeah, they're getting the freebie camp towards the top, and with them being so far ahead in experience, 5 kills to 2, they should also soon get level 10. So, bot lane aggression, Urel. Yeah, they want that booty. They want that little corgi. They also want to have a little bit more. They want to go for Maiev again, and so far Maiev didn't have a great game, as you might have noticed. 2 deaths on her. So yeah. It's the level 10 ability is the dangerous one, because now you should try... I mean, honestly, I would expect them to try and steal this away. Get level 10, steal the camp away, or force a fight. One of the two. And it seems like they're going to try and force the battle at the bottom of the map. But, yeah, a bit too late. They don't have 10 yet. So, now what do they do with the advantage? They have Leap, Avatar, Wave of Force. And, personally, I expected them to steal the camp at the top right. And now it's only half a level that Celeb Gaming needs to get their heroic abilities too. Muradin is already starting to move in to at least check it out, but Shot is the only one. Everybody else is focusing onto the bot lane. I'm not sure if they can really get a lot of serious damage through here. They're trying, and they at least drop a tower. Quest completed for Diablo on the other hand. Malfurion is still waiting a bit. And there's the rotation. Immortal is spawning in 28. Level 10 is nearly there. They're a bit late to that party, but they're trying to set something up against Diablo. Very unlikely that that's going to happen. And so they let the camp go. They don't take it. Level 10 will be there for their opponent, and I feel they haven't really done a whole lot with this. They had an entire level lead on level 10, and I really feel they didn't get a lot out of that. They dropped a tower and they dropped a gate. That's the only thing that they accomplished with this. But the camp was not stolen away. That would have been a big deal, I think. And they didn't even take their own camp, so that's a bit of a problem. Light Bomb has now been taken. So we have that together with Greymane, and with the... Oh, the stun into the Immortal stun. Goodbye, Lunara. Goodbye. And they try to go for the Corgi. They're also trying to go for Muradin again, and especially Greymane obviously has a bit of a hard-on for the little dwarf. Every single time that he sits there is like, free damage! Get that bullet connected! And also he's connecting now with the Immortal to burn this one down. They have a 5 versus 4 on the map. They need to obviously soak up the poke damage that comes through. Muradin with 16 stacks by now is going to try and get a few more. And there's also Urel with a defense attempt. They are ahead, but I'm not quite sure if they're going to win this Immortal. There's too much poke. Oh my god, Avatar had to be used, and it didn't matter at all. Damn. One more kill. very quickly. I mean, that bullet alone took so much, and now they're going for Lunara. Yeah, I don't really... I guess they're picking the hero for a reason. I didn't follow the entire season in North America, obviously. I casted quite a few games, especially then afterwards, and also for YouTube, but it was a bit of a focus, I have to admit, for the Lost Boys and looking for work and some other teams. But Lunara hasn't won a game for them in the series, and honestly, she sometimes really looks quite strong, but now that Celeb Gaming has started to adapt to it a little bit and just goes for comps that can dive and lock her down, it becomes really tricky for them to get value out of it. Now, obviously, they can still win this, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they have no chance here. But it seems to be harder and harder for Enigmatic to find value with the hero, especially since Greymane can now jump in at any point, and we're seeing Imperius also connecting a lot of the lunges here. So, yeah, again, Diablo, this time going down at the soul, so that helps them. Cage is on the ground, there's also a light bomb attempt, and Muradin is dead again. Focusing on shot once more and dropping him, but the battle over the Immortal is absolutely real. It seems more and more likely though that Celeb Gaming is going to at least grab this one. Stun into the Immortal stun, yeah, that doesn't really help too much, but they're still able to go in, and they should be winning this one quite handily now, especially with Dibbles being back. Lost the souls, but back to business, and now they have it. Immortal taken, so after Sleeping Dragon, definitely did a decent job in the early game with the first Immortal. Now they're having an opportunity to equalize the structural position on the map. A little bit low on Diablo souls, so they gotta be careful with him. But let's see. Here comes the Immortal. We have Imperius topside defending. So is, by the way, Ural. She's trying to push a little bit and get the level 13 for her team. But it's an even fight, therefore, at the bottom of the map, and the poke is still continuing. And so far, they're doing well with the defense. And Corgi Booty is starting to come in now. So they have a 5 versus 4. Yeah, Imperius is still topside. There's the lockdown. Anduin with a safe attempt, but not enough. There's the kill. 5 versus 4. Yep, you can imagine how that's probably going to go here. Already trying to make the play for Dibbles. Yeah, but he is dead too. Without any souls to name, it's not gonna happen. But they take the fort, so yeah, again, it's a trade-off, right? You lose 2 heroes, you still have your Imperius topside for the experience and you catch level 13, and you get the fort. So it's a little bit of a situation where you at least get something out of it, but since they had to abandon the bot lane now to heal up the rest of the team at the Nexus, they are likely to lose the fort now, and even if they don't, it will be so low that it's going to be an easy grab later on. So the position is still better for the team in blue. Order of the Sleeping Dragon is doing fairly well here. They still have the lead in kills, 8 kills against 5. And Maiev is under pressure. I mean, Maiev already died 3 times, so did Diablo. On the other side, we're seeing the focus against Muradin, as we already expected. Therefore, the cursed bullet pick that we've seen from him. And topside, Imperius still playing this more or less as safe as he can. He's the second highest damage dealer in the game. At least on his team. 22,000 for Greymane, 16,000 for him. On the other hand, 38,000 for Li Ming. Getting definitely a Trap Queen, getting the most damage out of this one so far. And now it's time for Imperius to join the fun as he starts to move in. Misses the lunge though. Root on the ground, Cage in play, armament already being used, and the light bomb is in, and they're trying to get the kill against shot, and they get it again. They're taking Muradin down. The Dwarf is dead once more, and now they're trying to make the play for Lunara, who takes down Chaiga JK. Yeah, they need to connect the lunge from Imperius if they want to kill her quickly. That's the best play that they can make here. And now Maiev is just all alone again and gets dropped. It's an unfortunate situation for Celeb Gaming, seriously. They get the initial kill against Muradin, and it all looks peachy, and then they get dropped there completely in the aftermath. Greater spell shield this time for Lunara. This time they're going for the camp. They now have an advantage with a 5 versus 3 on the map, and this time they're actually stealing the camp away. So I like this a little bit more. Earlier they had just too much trouble really getting value out of the early level 10 that they got. But now they're starting to set themselves apart from their opponent, especially with the level 16 ability that we could soon see for them. And this should be an Immortal that ends up in the hands of the Sleeping Dragon. It would be quite the feat for Celeb Gaming to win this one. Because all that Sleeping Dragon has to do is draw this out a bit. First of all, someone has to react to the top push that is going to arrive at the fort at the keep eventually. Then the next problem is the experience. Sleeping Dragon will hit 16. And it's a really, really shitty spot for Celeb Gaming to be in. If they can't get a kill somehow quickly, well, maybe against him, But this time the cleanse is there. Nature's Cure is immediately being used. That was a good one. Yeah, getting stunned out there and then also getting lunged up by Imperius, that's a problem. But here comes the attack. 16 isn't quite there yet. Halftime show has obviously already been won by Sleeping Dragon. Maiev herself is in slight trouble. Camp at the top lane has been defeated by the towers. They're starting to go in. Quest is also completed for Mirrodin. It definitely helps Shot quite a lot. And there comes the Avatar. They make the play for Imperius. And he gets out. But Enigmatic comes in. Doesn't get locked down here. And they get the kill against Diablo, maybe. Nope. But instead they focus on Maiev and kill her again. Maiev is just getting murdered here. And they're falling apart right now. They are behind in talents. They are behind in kills. As I said before, they're looking really not good on the objective with this. And they're getting absolutely demolished at this point. So after we've seen Sleeping Dragon get the macro game together a little bit and really exploit the advantages that they work for and that they finally got for themselves, now this is more what we could have seen after the first objective already, I feel. Or after they hit level 10. So they're starting to do solid work with this. We have Lunara again with the unfair advantage. And they just have trouble locking her down right now. They make the plays not really as... Celeb Gaming, that is. They're not really making these coordinated plays again. Every single time they have a coordinated lockdown against the hero, being it Lunara, Mirrodin, or anybody else, they usually get the quick kill. But if they can't pull it off, then they have a problem at their hand. It's really a bit of a CC issue for them as well right now, and an engage problem. Half a level away from level 16, it's going to be tough to hold on to that bottom keep, especially since there's also a camp pushing afterwards. And this is obviously the last map in the series. So for now, we're having Sleeping Dragon in an advantageous position and with a bad Immortal. I mean, that boy is murdering with those hits. Yeah. Nearly half HP down on a tower after a single hit on 16. Yeah, that bad boy is going to rock it. So that keep is lost. This is just the moment where you could even lose the game, and that's the bigger problem. 16 is now ready on both sides. They're starting to make the plays. Can he connect the lunge? That's the question from Imperius, and can someone follow up on it quickly enough? So the keep is going to fall. There's no doubt about that. The only question is what's going to happen with the core. Who's going to get the kills? And they're going for Diablo now. They're trying to poke him down. Here comes the cage. Here comes the tether. They're starting to go in. Yeah, Lightning Breath is being used. Imperius not with the connect so far. Dibbles in trouble. And Dibbles is down. Li Ming with the damage and dropping him quickly. 61,000 damage by Li Ming. Great game by Trap Queen. That's a triple kill. The shields are already falling. And Sleeping Dragon, they are going to be able to take down Celeb Gaming in a full 5-mapper here. Going the full distance and taking it finally on Battlefield of Eternity against their opponent. GG and well played as Sleeping Dragon take the victory and move on to the next round of the tournament.